if this is a sign of the condition of the rest of this gazebo.
I hope you can remember how to put this together, because I haven't got a clue.
No, not Scooby. I can't remember at all. They all look basically the same. We might be in luck. If you want to know how the sprayer works, it's not for this. Fusty. How nice and cool is it in here by comparison?
It's like night and day. Got the breeze coming through that gable as well, it's lovely. Very glad to be working in here this morning. I'm gonna be finishing the shutters. Well, this morning I'm gonna be making these last shutters for that gable window. The others are already made, and I would love to promise you that by the end of this video, everything will be painted and installed, but we all know how these things go. You know, sometimes there are delays and things take longer, but the intention, that's one thing I can promise you, our intention is to get it all done. I promise you that. What is that about?
So all the dowels are in the slats now, but there's not really anything more I can do to help Ricky at the moment with the construction. So I'm coming into our lovely, slightly steamy gazebo work tent, and I'm going to carry on treating the shutters that are already made up. This stuff is good for insects and also protecting against fungus, but whew, you do need to use it outside because it is strong.
Anybody else find it just incredibly difficult to get the motivation up to do anything after you've had a big lunch? I'm definitely a morning person when it comes to working. I think that would be my ideal day. Work for kind of 5-6 hours, stop for a late lunch, have a little snooze, and that would be me done. I think I basically just want the life of a dog. Oh, see ya. You don't even do 6 hours work, do you?
He doesn't need to work, does he? At the end of the day, some people have the help and some people are the help.
Yeah, a couple of suckers.
Absolutely. These dogs know what they were doing.
That's both of them made. Obviously the gable is much smaller. Look at these little rinky dinks. I really like the proportions of these smaller ones. Anyway, they're done. Now I need to fill in the holes. It's mostly just like these screw holes, top, middle and bottom. There's a couple of small areas else like that need filling. So yeah, I need to get them done. So the filler that we made for the other shutters using the sawdust wasn't really the right texture. It was a bit too grainy. It was basically everything that had come off the table when we were using the chop saw. But I think if we use the finer sawdust from the sander, then I think this is going to be a much better consistency. This little pouch just makes me chuckle. I don't know why. Boop. I think it's maybe, I don't know, it's a bit Willy Warmer-esque.
Oh, behave. Yeah.
Anyway, there's loads of compacted fine dust in there. Well, that texture is a million times better than what we did last time. It's a lot creamier, it's a lot smoother and softer. So that's one side done. I need to whisk through and do all the others. And then tomorrow they'll be ready for sanding and treating. And tomorrow is going to be an exciting day all round because we're going to be painting the shutters. Can you guess what colour we're going to paint them? I've got nothing to send you if you get it correct, but you'll get a virtual high five from me. Was that a high five sound or more of a whipping sound? You're definitely not going to get a whipping from me, I can tell you that much. So those of you who have been watching our channel for the last year, maybe it's even a little bit longer actually, you might remember that we had some type of animal, some little critter that was scaling up one of our orange trees, stealing the oranges, running off and eating them. We kept finding just orange peels eaten absolutely everywhere, but we never actually managed to identify what the animal was. So that leads me to the sponsor of today's video, Reolink, who have sent us their Go Ranger PT wildlife camera to try and help us catch the little critter in the act. So this is the Go Ranger PT, and it's specifically designed for capturing wildlife. But if you're not familiar with Reolink, they don't just produce wildlife cameras, they create a whole range of monitoring solutions, including security cameras and video doorbells, with lots of them having the option to be powered by a solar panel, making them eco-friendly.
We've opted for the solar panel to use with our wildlife camera because not only is it better for the environment, but it also gives you that flexibility to install it anywhere you want without having to think about getting electricity or wires to it.
Yeah, the solar panel really is the perfect option for the wildlife camera because we get different animals come through at different times of the year, and now we can just move the camera to wherever we need to be to capture them. So here is the scene of the most recent crime. So I think that tree there is going to be the perfect place to put the camera.
We already knew that the orange thief had paid us a visit last night because this morning the dog's noses were straight to the ground and they followed that trail all the way. Hey Ricky, where did the camera go?
The camouflage is good, isn't it? So the camera's design is really stealthy, which is exactly what you want from a wildlife camera, and it records in 4K Ultra HD, so you get really crisp videos and photos. So this little ball that the camera is in, it can tilt and it can pan. So Victoria, my glamorous assistant, if you can go and stand at the scene of the crime.
Okay. I'm in character.
So I'm now in the Reolink app, and you can see here what's on the camera. So it's really easy to move. You literally just use this control panel. So we need to go to the right. There's Victoria. Oh, we've gone too far. Go up a bit. There we go, that should be good.
So now we're in position. If our tree scratcher passes through, we're going to get an instant notification to our phones. From there, we can either stream the live feed or we can watch the clip back later because the footage is stored on the SD card in the camera. Plus, it's got animal detection and recognition. So if it knows what that animal is, it will be able to tell us.
So we're fully expecting to get most of our clips at night because the animals tend to come around when we're not around. And a great feature of this camera is that it has no glow infrared LEDs, so nothing is going to flash when it's recording and spook the animals.
So we're all set up ready to catch our orange thief, and when we find out, we will let you know what it is.
So if you're curious about the wildlife that passes through your property, or you just want to add some extra home security, now is the perfect time because Reolink Prime Day is here. Click our link in the description to get some fantastic deals. They're offering huge discounts of up to 48% in the US and 53% in the EU. And thanks again to Reolink for supporting our channel. We cannot wait to see what we catch on this camera. Big day today, and if I'm being completely honest, I am nervous because I'm flip-flopping a little bit on whether I love this colour or I'm not keen on this colour. Actually, that's not, I like the colour, it's whether I like the colour for the shutters on this building. You got enough brushes there?
I've got even more than you think. These ones are for getting in the little nooks and crannies because there's a lot of them and I can foresee this is going to be really fiddly.
Look at some of these places we've got to get into. It's going to be tight. The big reveal.
In a minute after the packaging.
What's it called? Sage green?
Yeah, this is in it's not in Portuguese, it's in Italian. Verde salvia. Delicious. What are you doing behind it?
Victoria just gave a good description, saying it's like pistachio. I think I have to agree. Here we go, there's no turning back now.
I know, I'm nervous.
Initial thoughts?
I'm trying to reserve judgment because in here it's a weird light and you're not really seeing any of the colouring. Maybe we can take it cautiously to the light a little bit and sort of see if daylight livens it up.
What do you reckon?
I mean, it's bright. I can't really. Do you think?
Yeah. Oh, it's really gloopy on the edge. Okay, well, the can of worms is open now, isn't it? So let's keep on worming. So Victoria's got the painting under control. I need to pick up the gable end shutters that I finished yesterday and filled. They need sanding down and treating. So I need to try and find myself some shade outside because this gazebo kind of isn't really any good anymore. We both forgot how broken and bent it is when we put it away last year. So yeah, yesterday we had the tiniest gust of wind and the whole thing nearly came collapsing down. So we had to take the top off. We'll pack the frame away later on. So I think I'm gonna have to try and find a tree because there is no shade around the building now because the sun is literally right over the top. Yep.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Not bad.
Oh, one down.
Yeah,
Front and back?
front and back. It's good timing actually because I have good news. I was just moving this to do the other side and I saw it by the light and it looks a lot better.
Oh, let's have a gander. It looks much better in the flesh to the naked eye. I don't really know how it's going to look on camera. It looks less grey and more green.
Doesn't look swampy though.
No, it definitely doesn't look swampy.
Okay, that's good.
So we're just heading back up to get some food and feed the doggos. And Victoria has just dropped an absolute knowledge bomb on me. Something that I can't believe I didn't know, or that she didn't know either, actually.
Yeah, it's taken until this many years old for me to learn that pears can't ripen on the tree.
Mind blown.
So I've learned a little technique where you can check if they're ready to come off and then they have to ripen on the counter. Are you ready?
Pray tell.
It's not that complicated, you just have to like...
Okay. Is that the victim?
This is the special one. I don't think these are meant to get very big, so this looks big enough. Okay, so you gently grasp your pear and then... Okay, that's not doing it. Do it one more time. Yes. Ready, but you do need to commit to wanting to eat X number of pears in about 4 days' time.
Okay.
So that's the end of pear knowledge. Okay.
Pear time over.
Not ready.
Do you think painting it, once it's been assembled, was the right choice in the end?
Honestly, I still don't know. I don't know the truth. This has been so fiddly and finicky getting in between all the louvers as expected, but we didn't want to paint it before we assembled it because we knew we were going to be manhandling it and it was probably going to get really dinged up and we were going to need to sand it and touch it up afterwards. But I don't know. I really don't know if it's been better or worse to do it this way, but here we are.
Also, if we painted all the parts individually before we assembled it, that's a lot of slats, that's a lot of pieces of wood. I don't know if we'd have had enough room to actually have them somewhere to dry out and keep them clean. So yeah, it's been a bit fiddly, but I think in the end it was the right choice. Victoria's just called me to say that she's finished the second coat, so that is everything painted and ready for fitting, hopefully tomorrow. But it is an absolute scorcher today, so I am going to recommend that we get in that plunge pool and cool off for a little while because I need it, and I'm pretty sure she's going to need it as well. Here she is. I was just saying, I fancy a dip in the pool, a little celebratory dip.
Sounds very nice and much needed. My core temperature's too high, but can we put the shade cloth over the top just to block out all sun? Feeling a bit like a vampire and I don't want any rays on me now.
God, you're a slave driver, aren't you?
Yeah, bend over.
No bending over.
Some fancy footwork.
All the years of
Ballet.
honing my ballet skills are coming into full effect.
Plie.
I feel like a pole dancer.
I don't know how much you'd make on tips, darling.
Thanks. How warm does it feel?
Pretty hot.
I always think the first bit feels warm. Yeah, see?
Ooh.
And then you get down, it goes just cold. God, that's so bizarre, isn't it? It's like bath on top. So our last video just went live today and there was a few comments of people asking about putting chlorine and things in the pool. Yes, we do that. We have a, what are they called?
A bobber.
A bobber. I don't think that's the word. We have a bobber, a float that has chlorine in, and we do put algicide in it. We also have a filter and a pump that we run through, but we don't have a permanent electricity supply here, so we don't run it all the time. And the reason it was green before is because this is still an agricultural tank. We leave it to just be open as is through the rest of the year, and then for a couple of months a year, we put a filter on, we keep it clean, and we dip in it. But the rest of the time, we're just using it for watering and things like that. Well, this is working a treat.
Sure is.
Oh no, ice pop melting, dripping out the bottom.
So as well as bugs and a little bit of algae, we've now got ice pop into the mix of the water. This is alive. Having this on, the shade cloth and the bamboo just makes such a difference in here. I know last year we had the top bit, but when we didn't have the sides covered, it was quite hard to actually be comfortable.
Yeah. Right, I need to neck this off.
Down in one, down in one, without brain freeze.
So we're starting today by preparing and painting our brackets so we can fix the shutters later. It's been a bit of a debacle, to be honest with you, with these brackets, because the first set that we bought, we got them back, we put the shutters in the window, we put the brackets up, realised they're not going to work just because of the unevenness of the stones. So we had to return them, and we bought a load of these instead. Victoria's modelling one right now. You confident that these are going to work?
Yep.
Really sounded confident.
The previous ones that we got were actually black, which matches the rest of the hardware, so we do need to spray them.
So we're going with this Rust-Oleum. It's actually a barbecue spray paint. It's basically the only one that I could get that was matte. Everything else was either glossy or textured, so at least we know one thing, it's going to be able to handle the heat.
Yeah.
In Portugal.
Unlike me today, I'm already melting and it's not even, well, I don't even know what time it is. I don't wear a watch.
Hot o'clock. I'm loving the matte. Definitely the right choice.
Yeah, 100%. They just look more classy, I think, than shiny. It's making me think what else we can spray.
Easy there. I don't even know if we've got enough to get through the 2 coats on each side of these brackets for starters. If you get one under there. Yep.
Okay, just 2.
Yep. Well, they are looking extremely good in the window, but that was really fiddly to try and get them in. We've been using a piece of wood and these kind of flooring shims to just get everything in, get it level, get it plumb, hold it in place. So now that that's there, we need to get the holes drilled into the stones and get the brackets fitted on there. One thing that we knew was going to be a problem was these holes closest to the edge. They're just going to be too close to put a hole through and have a raw plug behind. So for now, what we're going to be doing these ones on basically every single bracket. Maybe for the others, we can get some self-tapping masonry screws to go in there just so it's a bit less invasive and the hole doesn't have to be as big for a raw plug. But if anybody else has got any ideas of any other solutions for that, please let me know, because I want to get as many fixing points in as possible.
That doesn't look good, though.
No, not at all. It's literally crumbling everywhere. Well, this is a bit disheartening. Yeah, so we've got a number of areas where the stonework needs fixing, like areas like this where the previous brackets were, and areas like this up at the top, and this stone is just crumbling. I've tried to just drill a hole in it and it's just breaking away, so we can't get a single point of contact on here at all. It's making us rethink a bit, to be honest, because if we can only get 2 out of the 3 holes in on the other brackets anyway, are these the right brackets? We came into this not really sure, and to be honest, I don't think so. I think we need to find another solution. I think we're back to the drawing board.
Oh man.
I think the most heartbreaking thing is just look how close we are. You can literally see what it's going to look like, and we've just fallen at the final hurdle.
I know, they are going to look very, very nice, I think, in the end. But yeah, just these brackets just aren't working, are they? But I think we both love the colour, that's for sure.
100%, absolutely love it. Was
Yeah.
really unsure going into it, but I think, yeah, it really works well with the terracotta tiles and the stone.
Yeah, the warm undertones of the green with the warm stone. Delightful.
I need a little pick-me-up because, I mean, it probably comes across on camera, pretty gutted right now. We really thought at the beginning of this video that we were going to have these in place and done by the end and we can move on to something else next week, but unfortunately, it doesn't always play out that way. I think we need to get in that pool and have a bit of a splish splash to de-stress.
I think that's just what the doctor ordered today.